It is Tuesday, February 14th, and welcome to another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I am your host, Dujane Bland, and today we're going to talk a little bit of drag racing. We're going to lead off with the NHRA, and the fire is stoked, ladies and gentlemen, in the first race of the season. We've already got a heated rivalry, which has always been a rivalry as of late, especially in the funny car ranks between Force and Schumacher. Don Schumacher, that is. And it got stoked a little bit more in Pomona, where this happened, and I'll let you listen to the audio.
There appeared to be a bit of a scuffle between you and Don Schumacher on the starting line. What happened?
Well, I didn't think so. I'm not going to stand here and throw mud. You know, I'm a racer. That's what I do. I'm a drag racer. And I tried to say hi. Yeah, that's all I tried to do. I was just a little surprised. I tried to shake his hand. That's what I got in trouble for last year, not shaking a hand. And then I said, whoa, that really surprised me. Is that how it works? But I had complimented just 15 minutes before. And I know I'm a high-energy, overkill, yelling, screaming guy, but I'm excited about what we do, what my kids do, and my sponsors are here with me. And I don't have his kind of money. Without my sponsors, I'm done. I'm finished. And I worked my butt off to stay in business. And then you think I'm going to stand on the start line even to a billionaire and take chewing? No, I'm not. He don't know who I am. Maybe I don't know who he is, but I was just a little surprised. And I'm going to try again because I said out there, Don don't know it, but him and I are going to be friends someday. You know what I mean? And I don't mean we're already friends. We say hi and racing, but maybe go fishing with him sometime. And it really surprised me, the things that he said, and I'm not going to repeat them. I want to hear him say them again. I want to understand it because I kind of did exactly what he told. He told me this ain't personal. This is all about winning. And it ain't about family. It's all about winning. To me, it's all about family, but it's all about winning. And, you know, so I give a man a chance. I don't walk in another man's shoes. Maybe I caught him at a wrong time, but I'm amazed. So bring it up.
Thanks, John. Don, there was some back and forth between you and John Force on the starting line. What happened from your perspective?
Well, we have a tremendous rivalry going, and with what happened over the off season, it has just intensified that rivalry, and that's where it's at. I have nothing but the highest desire to go out and beat John Force and John Force's teams every time we pull to the starting line, and that's the way it's going to be.
Seemed like there was a little more. We talked to John, and John said that he wasn't going to take it from you. What was said back and forth between you two?
We just discussed crew chiefs moving around, and I am not pleased with John overpaying people to move people around. It's destroying the sport. You cannot get sponsors to pay the kind of funds that are necessary to compete in a financial world that John is overpaying people. Plain and simple, he's destroying the sport.
Thank you, Don. Thank you for your time.
You got to be kidding me, right? So now all of a sudden, what Don Schumacher, he's done it on occasion, whether it's within his own team, by letting ill-advisedly, for whatever reasons, switching and letting people go. You want to talk about the pro stock venture with Erica Enders not working out. I'll even go as far as the Whit Bazemore deal. That's way back in the day. And I know Whit Bazemore had a bit of a mouth, but so what? We'll talk about, there's several incidences, the way that Don Schumacher has handled things hasn't been the greatest, and not the best way to handle it. Now, I understand he's upset. There was a mass exodus on the Jack Beckman team. Few guys did come back, like John Medlin. But Jimmy Prock did not come back. Now, Jimmy, which I drilled him last year for leaving John Force, and I felt like he left him high and dry, and maybe he was just concerned about his family and about being able to have the funds to be able to take care of his family, being that John did not have a deal in the immediate future at the end of the season. So he decided to go over to Don Schumacher. Now, don't think that Don didn't go over and understand where John was and understand that he needed a great crew chief. Now, the conversation between John and Jimmy may not have been great. He let him go, and maybe John felt bad about it. But he wanted him back with the family. And he wanted to rectify the situation by maybe throwing a few pennies in there for him. It's the right thing to do. But that's business. And don't tell me that Don Schumacher is not going to handle business. And what I find funny is that Guido is over there, who was tuning with John Force, is over there with Jack Beckman. And you mad? Now I understand John didn't shake his hand, and John was probably upset that Jimmy went over there. I mean, last thing you wanted to do is have your best guy, your best, what I felt is one of the better crew chiefs on the John Force staff, to go over to Don Schumacher. And I understand John took Mike Neff from over there as well. But it's business, man. I mean, I don't know how Don Schumacher treats his employees, and I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know. But if a guy wants to make a move to better himself and to challenge himself, I think he has the right to do so. And if it's about the money and he wants to take that money and that said money, that's fine. But to say a guy's destroying the sport, that's a strong word. And that could be said for a lot of things. You know, some of the things that maybe that you do, Don, could be considered destroying the sport. So are people like Kim Black, are they destroying the sport? Because maybe they pay a little bit more. Maybe they do a little bit more. Maybe they hand their employees a little bit more money. Maybe they give them bonuses. Maybe they do other things. I don't know. I'm just saying. Any other team, just because they take care of their employees, maybe they pay them a little bit more because that's what they want to do. That's destroying the sport. Bruh, it's business, man. We are talking about business. Now, at the end of the day, I'm not mad. If you're an NHRA fan, you should be excited about this matchup because this is just one race. We got 20 plus more to go. And this is just one race. The Force cars have been hot. They were hot coming out of the testing session, along with the Don Schumacher cars. And if you had an opportunity to watch the Winternationals, the Circle K Winternationals on Sunday, you guys got a chance to see some quality racing in all the classes. And how about we'll talk about that a little bit. But I'm very happy to see those nitro bikes. They're one of my favorite. I would never ride one. I don't care how much money you gave me. I would never ride one. But that's pretty amazing. I'm going to tell you that. I get a kick out of seeing those things run. But we have Leah Pritchett, who had a bracket car basically at the Winternationals. I thought she was on the money when it came down to her tree work. The car was phenomenal, ran very well. Matt Hagan, another guy, a champion who knows how to win. good win for him. Did not know that his brother had passed away recently. Have had an opportunity to talk to the guy on several occasions. What a stand-up guy, and you don't want to see that happen to anyone. It doesn't matter who you are, and condolences to his family. But he got an opportunity to get a win, and that is awesome for him because he's off to a great start here in the 2017 season. And we have Pro Stock. and those Summit cars, man. I mean, I understand when you look at the field. It was a pretty good, solid field. Guys seem to be kind of closing the chapter, getting a little bit closer in their runs, being able to close the door a bit on the Summit racing cars. But I tell you, Jason Line, Greg Anderson, both of these cars are running exceptionally well, have been since last season. And here we are, first race of the season, and they're picking right up right where they left off. Some amazing runs in the 650s. Excellent lights by Jason Line. He left on his partner and teammate, Greg Anderson. Got the win for Summit Racing, Kim Black as well. So what a start to the season. We don't have Pro Bike just yet. They will be, I believe they are another week out, another race out. Their season starts a little bit later, or maybe they're 2 races out. I think they begin at the Gator Nationals as the start of their season. So it's going to be interesting coming down the stretch, coming down the beginning of this thing. And as we go on week by week, I will have my Nitro top 5 guys going into each week. I'm going to start probably about week 3, give things a roll and see how consistent people are. You know, in the start of the season, they're still working out a lot of bugs. Now, granted, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of good-looking cars out there. I thought the Force cars ran very well. It was nice to see Del Worsham and his father back together doing the father-son thing again. They looked really good. Cruz didn't have the best day. He does have new team, gathering a new partner as far as crew chief and whatnot, and they're going out there, and he's going to try to gather back the consistency that he had from 3 years ago. It'll be nice to have him back in the mix as well. Another car that did not win, but looked very well during qualifying first round was Terry McMillan, that Amelie Oil Top Fuel dragster. It'll be exciting to see him become more consistent as the season goes on. You know, guys are still working out the bugs. I only had that test session, and beginning of the season, it's touch and go. Everybody's still trying to fine tune things, and there's always changes going on with the cars during the season. There's changes made, things done to try to gain an advantage, because that's what it's all about. It's one on the tree, and it's one with horsepower and trying to gain advantages in that department. So stick with the NHRA on Fox. It's going to be a awesome season, especially with this rivalry going on between Don and John in the Force and Schumacher camps. Hey, I have to say, I like the Sarge Tony Schumacher in the beard. I don't know about you guys, but the beard is pretty fierce. I have to say, I really like that look from the Sarge. Well, the 24th, February 24th to the 26th, will be the next race. It will be be in Arizona at the Arizona Nationals. And that's where we'll get to see things continue right before the race, right before the Amelie Oil NHRA Gator Nationals, one of my favorite races in March 16th through the 19th. So stay locked in, and we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about it a lot this season. It's my favorite time of year to talk a little basketball, talk a little drag racing, and sometimes we talk a little NASCAR and the like. Well, that's all for our show, and there's several ways you can get at us. First way, if you do Twitter, you can hit me up at NotBland21 on Twitter, and love talking shop with you guys. There's several of you that are consistent, and send me questions to talk about, just talking shop in general, and I appreciate that. Love talking sports with you fans. If you have a question that you don't do Twitter, you can submit it through our email address at straightshootingst@gmail.com. That's straightshootingst@gmail.com, and we will have it on the show if it's a good question, and we'll get back to you and answer that question if it's just a basic question to answer. Also, you can see my work on sportsjourney.com. All of my written work is there. And you can also, most of you are on my Facebook page, and you can find some of the videos there. Some of the stuff we did with the Senior Bowl about 3 weeks ago. So, again, we thank you so much for listening to the show. And until next time, this has been Straight Shooting Sports Talk.